We have 3 confrontations coming up, where it seems that an alliance has formed again between Longreach and Tempest versus Shadow. Before these fights, the doors open to advance to the center of the map. We will see WHO manages to capture more buildings. The combat begins, and it is a race to see WHO manages to capture the building first, to continue advancing. The best strategy is to deploy troops from the fortress, to shorten the path and score more points than the other factions. The fastest faction is Tempest. WHO do not take long to declare to the northern buildings, to cut US off. Now it is the Longreach faction WHO captures and declares the buildings on their side. They leave US unable to continue advancing. The alliance of Tempest and Longreach is getting stronger. Factions start advancing their troops to capture the buildings, which we can see the amount of people available for this situation. After a few minutes they capture the buildings, and with this they cut the way to the Shadow faction, so they can't reach the glorious city. We have 3 attacks, which are almost at the same time. Tempest and Longreach attack Shadow at the same time, finishing formalizing their alliance, and Shadow attacks Longreach to try to keep them away from the fortress. The building on the right is the first to open. Our strategy is to send the strongest from the fortress, and try to capture the building and thus cut the way to secure the defense in the fortress. We have players like Barbarossa, Lancelot, Melanpe, Lowells, who managed to kill more than 200 marchers at the North Gate. At the other end of the spectrum, it is the Tempest faction that is attacking, and it seems to be taking advantage. We can see the great mobilization of troops on both sides. It is very difficult to fight on both fronts, as Shadow is at a clear disadvantage. Our strategy does not change. It is to capture the gate on the right side and with that secure the defense of the fortress and thus be able to fight in the south against Tempest. After a fierce fight, Shadow manages to steal the gates and thus secure the fortress by cutting off the road. Now he can try to defend the south against Tempest. The fight in the south is in much advantage for Tempest. WHO already have more than 70% of points to capture the building. Shadow sends his best warriors and they fight hard, but it is not enough, and it is Tempest WHO manages to steal the building. We could see a strong fight for Shadow, facing the other factions, where they managed to steal a building, but lost another. Now it is Shadow who decides to attack. We will see what happens.